Just want to let you lot know that if you're watching this clip on the Fozcast YouTube channel, the full episode is now available to watch exclusively on Spotify, and it's free. Come on.
I could feel myself just shrinking with confidence. The lads would be laughing and sort of looking at me thinking, and I would genuinely be scared to cross a ball, until I got rid of that and I was able to do it consistently enough. Then he started to love me and say, actually, you can, take them properly. So I owe a lot to Dave.
That is honestly right. People don't understand how kind of pressurized this situation is, though, right? So when you're practicing defending or attacking set plays on a Friday afternoon, normally, isn't it? You would get one of the lads that isn't starting, basically, but you need somebody with a little bit of technique at least, somebody that is reliable enough to put the ball into areas where that opposition that you're playing tomorrow are likely to put it. So there's actually quite a bit of pressure on it because the defensive unit or the attacking unit are expected to defend it in a way that they're going to be doing tomorrow. So if you hit the first man, the manager goes, it's all right, try it again,
Yeah.
If you do it again.
And that pause between going to try it again, you go and get another ball and you're thinking, oh my God, here we go. Had Van Dijk in the middle, throwing his arms up, Graziano Pella, just, not wanting to mess his hair up. And just all of those things, all those factors come into your head. And you got Davo next to me, sort of like encouraging me, trying to,
Watto barking at you.
Yeah. And he's just, you'd slap his little book of set plays down against his leg and shake his head. And you're thinking, oh my God, what am I doing?
So if this is a lesson for young players, right?
Yeah.
So we've basically got the set piece king here, right? And this is how he's feeling.
Yeah.
So this is a lesson for the youngsters. Like, don't worry about it. It happens to
not that easy.
Best
it's not
of them.
that easy.
But it's a good pressure because then when I come to the matches, they're so rare, those opportunities. I think we might only have 2 or 3 corners a game. I need to put this where he wants it. And if I don't, and there are plenty of times I didn't, he would tell me and give me that honest feedback. So I was able to go away with a bit of honesty.
You say that there then. So when you're in the game, sorry, we're going to go back to some of the Watto questions in a minute. When you're in the game then, and like you say, you might only get 2 or 3 corners, you might only get 2 or 3 kicks from a sort of shootable distance around the box. Is it like you almost sort of hyper-focus when you come into them moments then?
Yeah, no, it is, because it's a big asset of my game. It's probably one of the strongest, so I need to deliver on that. And I think a big part of why I joined West Ham when I spoke to the manager was around the set pieces and what I could bring. So that gives me that added pressure and incentive to think, right, I need to be really good at this and put it exactly where he wants it.
Sorry, quickly again, when you join West Ham then, off the back of having done it for Southampton for all them years, and kind of everyone's like, oh no, James Ward-Prowse is world class at free kicks, he scores for fun, his set piece, his corners, his balls into the box, they're a nightmare. Do you feel that as a bit more sort of added expectation and pressure then, but going into West Ham?
Yeah, I do, and I think they've had that sort of identity over the years of being a really good team at set pieces as well. So I'm looking around at all these big lads and this big team, thinking, God, here we go, got some lads in the box who can head it and get on the end of it. So I did feel that pressure, and we got a few early on which kind of eased it a little bit. And we could have had a few more this year, I think. And the free kicks, I mean, I'm sure we'll come on to, but that's another story.
Yeah, well, with the set pieces, so how much work has gone into this on the training ground? So is this something you'd come in early for, or probably more likely stay in after to do?
Yeah, kind of more after training. I'd say early on in my career, didn't really know sort of what I wanted to be with that. It was only until Mauricio Pochettino came in, and similar with Watto, put me on the set pieces, and I have the lads in the middle give me a little bit, and that's when I thought, I need to actually up my standards here on crossing balls. And the free kick stuff, that was something that I practiced a lot, but I've kind of tailored off a bit now, not just because I've had the success, but more so you don't get many in a game, so it's trying to make my practice a little bit more pressurized and thinking, right, I might only get 1 or 2 every sort of 5 or 6 games, so there's no point practicing 20, 30 a week. Let's practice 5 or 6 real pressurized moments and make it as realistic as I can.
Are you getting like a little fake wall in front of there? You getting some of the young lads or what?
No. So I just like to take myself away. I think that's kind of my time to myself. I kind of like to go away from everyone else with a few mannequins and almost sort of highlight a section within the goal that I want to try and hit. I've been too much of a perfectionist. I think I try and make every free kick or every shot be perfect. That's just my nature, and I try and section off a part of the goal where I feel as though if I get it on target with pace, that the keeper can't score.
Whilst we're talking about can we do the set piece talk now? Then quickly, we're going to come back.
We'll come back to what.
I've honestly, mate, this sort of stuff from a goalie's perspective as well is so fascinating because you scored your fair share of goals past me.
Yeah,
I haven't enjoyed.
I felt a bit awkward coming into us.
I haven't enjoyed them, mate. Honestly, I really haven't. Right?
I was watching the highlight reels last night, and I was like, I know that guy in goal, and again,
I went again. Yeah. So I think you scored 3 or 4 past me free kicks. There was actually a clip came out on I think it was Twitter or something last year, and everybody was just tagging me in it, going, "Fozzie, mate, you're different phases of Fozzie with a beard, without a beard, like fat
during
Fozzie."
COVID,
during COVID, all sorts. What I want to know from a goalie's perspective is, do you look at that goalkeeper that you're playing against? Do you do any sort of homework on the actual goalkeeper, or is it always just the same? I know where I'm going to try and put it, and that's it.
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, I mean, I've done a bit of both, but I think now, as I've had that success, I've just purely focused on what I can do. I'm a big believer in, I'm in control of the ball here. This is my situation. Wherever I want to put this ball, you shouldn't save it unless it's an absolute worldie. I have looked at clips of keepers, but then I think I get into my own head. I'm just a pure, this is what I want to do, this is where I'm putting it, and if you save it, fair enough, and that's it. I mean, you might look at the wall and try and find a little weakness or such.
When you say try and find a little weakness, would that be a player might sort of want to turn his back or turn sideways, or are you looking for the height of the wall and maybe the smallest person in that wall?
Yeah, I mean, I've come up against different walls where the tallest player will be one side and it will go sort of on a diagonal, low to high, and then the other way. So I think keepers are different on their setup, but no, I'm just a big believer, a bit like they do in golf. You're in control of that ball, and I can put it where I want to put it, and if you save it, fair enough.
So obviously free kicks, we know you're a problem. 17 is it? 17 goals, one behind David Beckham as it stands at the minute. That's just a question of time, isn't it? Come on, let's be honest.
It's been a long time, but it
will come, don't worry about that. Okay, corners then. Are you aware how uncomfortable a goalkeeper is when we look and we see you stood there in the corner and a bunch of giants in front of us and you're looking to put it, and you do pretty much every time relentlessly put it on a postage stamp in that little 6-yard area.
You can't quite read.
It's a nightmare. Are you aware how much we hate that?
No, I'm not aware, but now I am. I'll try and put it there a little bit more. But no, it's a horrible ball to defend, and I think like the Wolves one you mentioned. You are aiming on the target. If somebody gets a touch, great. If not, the keeper might not see it and it might go in. So, I can't tell you that excited feeling you get when you get to put it down and you think, I'm going to cause absolute havoc here. And you just feel like your body goes into a different like position sometimes. I've looked at some still images of it and I think, God, and I'm just trying to cause a little bit of havoc. So, I'm glad that the keepers feel like that. Anyway.
Honestly, mate, that for me, like that, it probably is you. Corners in general aren't nice, especially when you're an in-swinger. An in-swinging corner from a really good technician is a worry. But when you look up and see you just know that you're probably going to have to come and get involved. You don't want to. I want to just stand I want to stand 2 yards behind my goal line, right?
So you probably see it.
But I know I probably might have to come and help out my lads because the quality is so high, mate. Honestly, it's horrible.
Did you ever, you obviously scored a few past Fozzie, do you ever see him and go and go, you're going to have another one past you today?
No. I remember one, I think it's for Watford, and I think as it went in, you just clapped, and I always remember that, and I was just like, it's just a nice little moment. But one of them actually, I think it was it was at St Mary's at home. I had an absolute stinker that game. I couldn't make a pass. I kicked 2 or 3 out of play. Was the worst player on the pitch. Second half, scored the free kick and ended up getting man of the match. I don't know how I did it.
1-2-1, I remember.
But it was just one of those moments again that just, you can't explain that excited feeling you get, before striking.
I can remember that goal, right? It's like I still remember it like it was yesterday. I had the wall set up and I'm covering my side of the goal, and I'm thinking, please just hit the wall, because if he gets it up over the wall, I've got a long way to go here. It's a long way to cover for me. You're talking 3/4 of the goal is exposed here. As usual, he gets it over the wall, and I'm just sort of side sprinting. And and when you're side sprinting as a goalie, you're not really ever in a position to put so much pressure through your leg to be able to push because you're running. It's not like you can get set and just push off and explode. So it almost looks worse because you're kind of running and you have to just almost fall. Yeah. And I sort of got a hand to it, but I knew even then when I was getting my hand to it, I was thinking, oh no.
No, yeah, honestly, that game, I was horrendous. I just couldn't get going. Just one of those games, but that moment seemed to save me.
Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed this clip of the Fozcast. If you would like to watch the full episode, it is now available exclusively on Spotify for free.